Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Adrenaline Racing League. This is Division 1. It's the second season, and it's the seventh round of the season at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. My name is Webbo. I'm joined here by Ivan in the commentary box.
Hello, everyone.
Hey to Ivan.
We are back after some time.
Yeah.
I think we missed a couple of rounds, 2 or 3 rounds. And championship seems to be pretty exciting. Well, if the attendance was also better, that would be great. But well, you don't need 10 full grid to have a good race.
That's right. We're going to try our best to deliver some entertainment tonight, and for that reason we've got a bit of an open party, so the drivers are able to check their radios and come on in to chat. I'll try and let you know, or at least maybe the first time they contribute they might say who they are on stream so that everyone can distinguish different people's voices. We've got quite a range of accents, so hopefully you'll be able to pick that up pretty quickly. But I think, Ivan, we've got our first driver coming out of the pits, and as usual, it's ARL.
Alex really seems like he's subscribed to that first round on track.
Yeah, always keen to get a nice clear track.
Well, an owner of the league, first on track, symbolically.
Yeah, he likes to get out there, get himself first lap on the board, and I think he likes to have the screen time as the first hot lap as well.
Show off.
Well, maybe he'll let us know. I'm sure he'll stay quiet for his main attempt, and I'm sure he'll then check in and let us know how the first lap went, which would be pretty cool. If any driver does want to do a banker lap live on stream, they're more than welcome. That would be quite fun as well, and they can tell us if they're about to start a lap and give us a review per corner. That would be pretty awesome. But obviously last year's Red Bull, we're all getting used to the new season, new cars, but for a little while we're going to be using the 2021 cars here, Ivan.
Yep. And as they're starting his lap,
go right ahead. Yeah.
On that start-finish straight, 8 gear, over 300 kph per hour. Going to turn 1, Tarzan. Nice rotation. Turn 3. Quite different line than the real life.
Yes.
Oh, aiming for the inside, while it drives in real life, who always went all around the banking. Top of the banking. 6 gear going to Sharaviak. Easy to lose the rear there if you misjudge it. Have yellow flag and Chaos Raid is out of the session already.
Wow. That's unfortunate for Chaos Druid.
Coming to Stadium now, opening the DRS, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th, braking for a chicane, Hans Ernst chicane, if I remember correctly.
That's it, yep, Hans Ernst.
Coming to start-finish straight now. That's pretty much last corner, because this banking is nothing to F1 cars. 7th gear, all the way to the right, and it's 111.336 on mediums for ARL for our first lap.
Absolutely, so a good safe banker on the board. Whoa, talk about safe bankers. HBS all over the place on the final corner. But taking the Haas towards the finish line, see what he can get. It's a 13.7, so a big step back in terms of pace on that first lap. But it's a time on the board, so it's better than Chaos Druid.
Yeah, as his teammate meanwhile beat ARL with 110.703 on soft tires.
Fantastic. So yeah, Jarno up there in P1 at the moment.
Now he's on the lap, I believe.
Just watching Yuki on stream, so he's just about coming up to the second sector, riding the Hans Ernst chicane pretty hard for a first banker lap. as ARL is heading into the pits. Maybe he can stop by and let us know how the car was feeling, how the track was feeling on that first one. Yuki, is he going to run this one? He is. He's faking out a pit lane entry, but he's completed the lap at 1:11.675 goes Yuki.
Noisy is also close to the line now. Oh, and big snap of overs here for Noisy. I think he goes plenty of time there. He goes to pits. Ronan.
Also to the pits. Wow. Okay. Interesting. We've got Noisy, Ronan and Beast unable to set a time on their first run. Chaos Druid out. And the top four is Yano, ARL, Yuki and HBS.
HBS going to improve that time. At least trying to. Turn 3. It's really hard traction zone around that corner. It's one mistake and you can spin and break your front wing. As HBS is 1/10 down on his time, over his time, over or down, however you like it, on his previous best lap time. Coming to stadium section now.
I think he lost everything in the final sector of his first lap, so the delta's probably not a great. There he is, 006 away from sector 2.
Yep, answer chicane. But if he gets this corner right, he'll improve most likely, and no any major problems. Sprinting to the line. It's 1:13.225. Improved, but still way over.
Yeah, he did mention he's been very short on practice time, so perhaps just taking a little extra few runs to get that time in. Obviously he's running on the medium tyre, so he's got a little bit of flexibility. The fastest two times 1:10.7 and 1:11.3. I know ARL set his first lap on the mediums, so he's out there on the softs to get an improvement.
Noisy on the lap on mediums, out lap, but he's going to start his lap soon.
Exactly.
The Flying Dutchman of ARL, well, him and Yarno are competing for that role.
Let's see then, in the Williams. Do you enjoy driving the Williams, Ivan, or are you one of the drivers who far prefers a steering wheel mounted display?
Hard to tell, but I'm fine with any car. I think I showed that in CLE, but maybe I'm just liking the Williams code, so since that event, that 5-lapper Open Championship, we raced around Zandvoort as well. That was fun.
It was crazy popular, that championship.
Oh, Noisy Shriviak. And that's
the front wing. He's taken a big part of that off, hasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, and well, he should be able to recover the car. He may get some floor damage as well. He leaves a lot of dust on the racetrack. I think Ronan's back out on another attempt here.
But both cars, I mean, I prefer anything. I can live with anything. But the track I really like, Zandvoort. Obviously, I said I took the win here in that classic event. And,
yeah. Difficult braking this into turn 10. It's a increasing radius situation. Much more constant radius in turn 11, but of course if you've run out wide in turn 10 you can dirty the tyres and struggle. Down into Hans Ernst. Nice entry line.
Nice exit as well, I would say. Maybe he would maybe a little bit back up considering whether Jarno is out.
Yeah, a moment for Jarno. He's actually off track right now.
Crossing the finish line, it's P4, 1:11.8803 on mediums, slower than his teammate Yuki.
And ARL fastest middle sector on the soft tyres now. So really, big moment on the way out of Hans Ernst chicane.
Alex is pushing.
Yeah, very much so. I think he's representing the Ukrainian flag on the helmet as well, which is great to see. And up at VMAX, and it's a 6/10 improvement. It's not enough to better Jarno's time, but only very, very tight there, Ivan.
Yeah, and you said that he had that moment out of Hans Ernst and Jarno. We don't need to forget that Jarno is out of the session, so he cannot improve his time anymore. So it's game on.
Absolutely. Should be nice and close up at the front there. I see HBS is on his way in it. Possibly Ronan going for a hot lap here.
Oh, Alex really wide. Like in turns 8 and 9, I think they were. And he's backing over the lap. Probably trying to cool off tires a little bit more, recharge the battery, and then go again. Oh, well.
Is that ARL just slowing to let the other cars by there?
Yeah, but when he wanted to cut across back on racing line, he let ABS. He lost it a little bit.
Well, HBS is has put the soft tyres on and he's on his way into Tarzan. A lot of understeer through there, a lot of understeer, but he's got plenty of time, Ivan, to run around and try another one, so we'll join Noisy instead.
Yeah, sorry for interruption there.
No problem.
HBS slowing down nicely to let Noisy go.
Oh,
but
Noisy!
Put him off.
What a tank slapper that was.
Yeah.
And ditched the car.
That inside curb.
You can see just how little runoff area there is in the Hugenholz.
Yeah, that's Hugenholz.
A lot, a very, very difficult place to rescue the car, especially if you run a slightly high line like they do on real F1. They run a nice high line because of the banking advantage, which I'm not quite sure the game makers have got correct, as I've yet to see a driver make a really good lap using the real line. But if the risk on using the high line is, of course, you go straight into the scene of the accident.
But really, it does not make sense. Like, maybe they misjudged banking a little bit more, but a little bit. Well, I won't be surprised for Codemasters. I'll be honest. But hopefully they'll manage to patch it out. So
HBS has, I think, ruined the start of the next lap, Ivan. He's just skipped over the final curb again, and I don't think he's going to get a good time using that particular line. I think that's going to be very difficult.
Are doing a bit of exploring.
I think he's already explored that particular line. I don't think he needs to go there again.
Creating their own track limit.
Let's see what it's cost him as he approaches the first sector. He's actually a quarter of a second up, so that's very nice.
He's on softs, and his whole lap was on mediums, but still, even if he's up, he's way, way off. But people say that they didn't practice for this particular race, but I can understand them. Like, on my example, I have that some kind of weird mindset where if I practice, I get bad with time. But if I don't practice, I'm like decent or even like very good.
He's held on to his advantage, but getting a purple middle sector is Noisy behind him. So I do think Noisy's going to set a good time out here.
Well.
Yeah, Noisy's got some pace. HBS has started to bail the lap. He's on his way in, I think. And Noisy then, full throttle to the line. This could be a new pole. Oh, it's only good enough for third. But again, super close. Look at that. 3 drivers in the 110.7. Fantastic.
Yeah, but Noisy also got purple last sector as well. So definitely he has some places at Williams.
Excellent
Let's see
stuff.
what Ronan can do. Ronan,
he can drive into the pits, unfortunately. Beast is out. Beast is out on his outlap. We haven't ridden with him yet. He's racing with a very unusual.
But no wing.
Say again?
No wing for
right,
this.
okay. Yeah, no, I was on board, so I didn't get the view of that.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the Beast back into the pit shortly with 3.5 minutes to go. It's getting close here. The drivers are waiting for their next run. I wonder if Noisy's actually going again. No, he's on his way into the pits. So he's maybe one and done. It's going to be difficult to get the car turned around in time.
But the advantage is that pace and the lap itself around Saturday are very short, so
True.
there are some chances if you like just fully send it. But that's the thing. You can send it, but it's difficult on this track because, as well as freshly renovated, it's still a little bit of old school track.
Yeah, and it's dusty and sandy as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it's an interesting challenge for everybody.
ARL on the lap, on the preparation for the final run.
And he's actually going slow enough on the warm-up lap to cause a yellow flag on the racing line. But here he goes then, on going for another one.
Yep, coming to start-finish straight. 8th gear, breakdown in between, I think 150 meters for Tarzan. 2nd gear, 3rd gear.
Oh, you can see the track is really improving there, Ivan. You can see how much more grip he's got into Tarzan.
Yep, 3rd gear for Hugenholtz on the exit. 4th, 5th, then 6th, 7th. 24.58 for first sector coming to Shrivyak. 6th gear. The rear bit of rear sliding there. Oh, and he messed up in second part of Shrivyak.
And he's on a cool down now. So HBS might be the next one to attack the lap. He's on his lap right now.
But he's way down time, or I just joined late.
Let's see what his first sector looks like.
Sector 2. Oh, ARL again.
So ARL doing it, yeah.
Masters.
Well, HBS is only 5 thousandths off his best through sector 1, so I think he is pushing here.
Mediums and his best lap was himself. Well, weird.
Yeah,
Alex Beast is out.
He's got some.
What did I say? He's out.
Right. Okay. So the Beast is on his way. HBS has improved in sector 2 as well. So he wants to hold on to that. Let's see if he can get the car hooked into the apex on the final braking zone. The turn 14 Kumho through the flat out Ari Luyendijk corner to the line then, and it is an improvement, a quarter of a second, and he stays 6th though, unfortunately. Next though is the Beast with a new front wing, Ivan.
Well, he got a new wing, what did I say? And purple sector 1, apparently.
Great turn in into Shivlak.
Yep. But his style is a bit aggressive. He went aggressive over the curb on the exit of Hugenholtz. You don't want to do that often. He's really getting close to the curbs, pushing to the limits. And here on his example, we can see that Chuck is improving because he did Shrivyak in the, not Shrivyak, Tarzan in the 3rd gear.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what he can get out of this one. He's currently P7. He just held on to that. That was close. A little wiggle on the way through Ari Luyendijk as well. So the car feeling a little bit loose. Alexis the Beast stays 7th.
He lost everything.
Noisy has invalidated this lap as well, but perhaps Yuki is able to do something here. Yeah, should get a little toe on the back of Noisy, who does not get out of the way at this point, even though he's invalid. There he goes. I think Yuki was very much balked in that. At my first glance, Ivan, that looked like Yuki was badly affected by Noisy's track positioning.
I think that it was team play apart from their in different teams, but obviously their teams are customers from Merck. And also in my former league, Yuki's league in fact, they were teammates, and those team plays aren't like anything new to them, but I won't do that though on that straight if you like literally can, because it's hard to get it right. and the advantage you get is marginal. Like, you are risking that you screw it up completely by just to get some, I don't know, maybe around a tenth or so. But and according to me, that's not worthy.
Well, that's the end of our session, and drivers might stop by in between sessions to have a chat. AJ has, ARL has stopped by to just leave a series of asterisks. I think he's swearing after a poor result for qualifying. Perhaps he thinks he was so close to pole position there. Ivan, if you want to take us through the result of qualifying.
Okay, so Jarno in Haas, how often you see that, takes pole position with 110.703. Second is ARL in Red Bull with 110.716. 13 thousandths of a second behind Jarno. Third is Noisy. Fourth is Yuki. Fifth is Ronan. Sixth is HBS. Seventh is Alexis Beast. Eighth is Chaos Raid, who didn't settle up.
Tremendous stuff, though, for the top three, and I think we've got quite the race on our hands with very close drivers. Noisy's in a good position, medium tyres. Of course, everybody will start on those tyres that they set their fastest lap because we've got 8 runners. But do I hear someone coming to update us in the chat?
Radio check.
This is ARL with us.
Loud and clear.
Hello.
How was that, ARL? It looked like you were right on the edge.
Yeah, a bit disappointing. I knew there was definitely time to find. The rear was all over the place, although it didn't seem like that on the medium run. It was just about getting the banker in at that time, but the rear just didn't feel comfortable. So
may I interrupt?
Yeah, hopefully.
Sorry, but the Noisy has disconnected apparently.
Oh, well, hopefully we can get him back during the formation lap. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, do you feel like you've got the pace to take it to Jarno in the race?
Definitely. It's 36 laps around here. It's ups and downs. Anything can happen, and it is difficult to overtake, especially through all those fast corners. You just lose kind of downforce, but. Yeah, I think it is more to come back, but strategy going on the softs, some people go on the mediums. I feel the softs is the better way to go. Not going to share which strategy I'm going with to my rivals, but yeah, softs were planned to go into it, and I'll just give you guys a little secret. I don't think the one stopper is the way to go, but that's how we see it from our side.
Good stuff. Yeah, good to hear from you. And do stop by if you want to other points in the race. We hope we won't talk to you until the end.
Sorry. Yeah, just to clarify, rain ETA 10 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. Great to have a weather
ETA
forecast as well. So, yeah.
So,
will you get those soft tyres? Will you better use those for 10 minutes?
Well, that'll be the goal. We'll bring on Checo Perez stint now, and we'll
awesome.
Get into the 10-minute mark.
Well, good luck, ARL, and we'll hopefully talk to you in a bit.
Well, as ARL said, rain in 10 minutes, so this is really changing the course of this race, and it puts extra pressure on Jarno and ARL, because softs usually, as far as I know, last around 10 laps here, around here. And in the beginning, there are not as much as the difference between softs and mediums is not that high, it's not that big. So basically, if ARL or Jarno fall behind Noisy or Yuki on the start, there will be big problems, because obviously they'll have to push, and their tires will be like overheating because they are in dirty air, and yeah, it's going to be pretty much big challenge for them to get it to the end in that case, but we'll see what will happen.
Well, we're almost underway. It's time for round 7 of this second season of the ARL League. and we'll be underway very shortly for you. Just waiting for the final drivers. I think we're waiting for Noisy potentially to return to his car, and it looks like he's back. So as Ivan says, hopefully we'll be underway very soon. Jarno on pole, ARL on second, with Noisy in third on medium tyres. We're due some rain pretty soon. Yuki and Ronan, the McLarens, start together with HBS Beast and Chaos Druid making out your 8-car grid. And let's hope we get 8 cars to the finish as well. I hope we haven't got a glitch here, because we're waiting quite a long time here, Ivan.
Nothing new for Codemasters, but hopefully the masterclass didn't start again.
Here we go. We're almost underway. The lights are on.
My game crashed.
And it's go, go, go with a good start from Jarno, it seems. The McLaren's sort of moving around with Noisy's car back under AI conditions. The second Haas drifting round into the gravel, but they will battle down towards Hugenholtz for the first time. And Ronan has got himself up to P2, navigating ARL's inside line. Ronan with some great tyre warm-up and some early pace. Really going for it here. He's actually trying to get tucked underneath Jarno in a battle for the lead, and as they head into Shivlak, if he doesn't get the move done, he's going to need to be really careful out there. Ivan, I don't know what else you've seen.
I haven't seen anything. I'm just trying to return the session because my game crashed right at the start.
I'm sorry to hear that. Alexis has left the session, and we've got a VSC. Alexis crashing out in the Shivlak corner. Very high speed entry corner. And yeah, we've not managed one lap before we've lost a driver, and we're on a full course yellow temporarily, we hope. They're driving to a delta at the moment. They're trying to maintain the gap to the car in front and not leave too many tenths going spare. Ronan almost runs into the back of Jarno, and Jarno lights the touch paper. That means Ronan, while he was heavy on the brakes, might have a word to say about that restart, really, from Ivan, from Ronan, sorry, from Jarno. Now Noisy coming up the inside of ARL, down into Tarzan. There is more grip on the outside on the exit of this one, but they're both crashed out of the race. They collided on the exit. I think Noisy perhaps not quite leaving the space there for ARL, and 3 drivers out, and we've only done 2 laps, Ivan.
Well, I've just joined now.
You've missed all the action, I'm afraid.
Yep. Well, I blame Codemasters and coordinator, then whatever Hawkins, whatever his name and surname is. I mean, put effort in making a better game.
Jarno has the lead by 1.2 seconds. Yuki is over a second behind Ronan. And then 3.9 seconds the gap to Chaos Druid, and another 5 and a bit from HBS. ARL, hopefully he'll join us on stream and contribute to this, but I'm sure he needs a few moments to go and scream into a pillow.
Well, maybe not in a pillow, maybe he'll just go out and just shout at something, I don't know.
We will see.
But I remember we used to have some kind of incidents like this in CLE. Not at this rate, though. I remember, like, if my memory is fresh, we had the incident with the Davidek at the Prime in Bahrain season 2, round 1. And somehow I got points in that race, in Division 1. So, but I remember we had the incident between Prime and Davidek. Also, they're going toe-to-toe. Through, I think it was turn 4, and to the turns 5, 6, and 7, and Davidek just maybe Davidek was a bit too much aggressive and just went straight into the wall after touching the curb. I think it was, if my memory is fresh enough.
Well, the McLaren team are currently trying to make a race out of this one for us for the podium, and Yuki is closing on the back of Ronan. The DRS has not yet been enabled. I think it will be enabled as they cross the line, but won't be in action until the next go.
Yeah, sure, it's fun.
Chaos Druid spinning then, apparently. There he is on the banked Ari Lundijk final corner. But I'll rejoin back with the McLaren team as they try to give us plenty of entertainment out here. So round the outside goes Yuki. Ronan tries to hold on, but I think he's let his teammate go. McLaren obviously with one eye on the Constructors' Championship at the moment. And Yuki up to P2. They're both on the same tyre, and I think that they are trying to keep the car in a good operating window until we get this rain that's been forecast.
Yeah, but now basically we just got F1 with Jarno is like in Narnia. Not like that someone took him out, but he's way ahead of the rest of the pack. And
he is at the moment, but it will be difficult to maintain focus over this 50% race distance, especially as the changing conditions and any further yellow flag conditions might be the case. But he's almost reached the end of the start-finish straight as the McLaren team cross the start-finish line, and they look like they're going to be fighting together for the majority of the race. This might be a very papaya orange race for us here tonight, Ivan.
Well, it might be, but as I said, for Jarno, it's hard to keep your head focused, keep your cool while you're leading by that, because obviously you don't have anyone to follow. You're on your own. You don't have anyone to race. You don't have that marker board in the shape of different cars. So let's see how Jarno will cope, and he's coping with that pretty well. It looks like 4.8 seconds advantage. And
yeah, exactly.
Racing it from time to time.
Exactly right. Ronan had an amazing start and got up to P2, but yeah, Yuki has gradually reeled him in, and we're approaching 1/6 distance, and it's Jarno, Yuki, Ronan, HBS and Chaos Druid. Big points on offer today, Ivan, if people finish the race.
Well, I think even if we finish at this rate, we'll beat real life record of 1996 Monaco Grand Prix with the race with least cars finish.
Could well be. Ronan got the DRS, but he didn't quite manage to close in. Is that a driver joining us?
I think there's Alex. Most likely.
Hello.
Hey,
Yep.
ARL, how was that? How did you see that incident with Noisy?
Well, I don't have really much to say. Going into turn 1, of course, having the car ahead of me, so couldn't brake as late as I'd want to, so I knew Noisy was going to challenge at it, but yeah, I felt there was some room that could have been given. Maybe he thought the car was ahead. He was almost ahead, but he just wasn't ahead enough, and unfortunately our wheels collided with each other, and yeah, that put us both out.
Yeah, it did look like there wasn't quite enough racing room left, but I guess that's often the problem about being on the outside. If someone on the inside has an issue mid-corner, you're a sitting duck almost.
Yeah, as well at this stage of the race, that I was driving until obviously the softs would have had more grip than mediums, so I would have been able to turn in more than he would. But of course, if he can't turn in any more than I can, then the gap won't be there for me. But yeah, I see that. Although maybe a bit more gap could have been given, I'll see that as a racing incident, in my opinion. I mean, that's what happens when two cars go side by side. But yeah, it is what it is.
It's a shame. It's a shame because it robs us of a battle for the lead. But the McLaren team are currently trying to give us our money's worth here tonight.
Yeah, they'll be scoring very good in the constructors, which will hurt. Which will definitely hurt for me, and of course, you know, not having my regular teammate, that'll really take a big dip in points. But it's a very tricky track to go 36 laps, so much elevation change, and once the tires start to drop off, it can just slide from one moment to the other. Speak
of that, both McLarens at the same time. They both pirouette round Ari Lundijk. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Both McLaren teammates wiping out sections of the car, certainly missing front wing. I don't know if the team have got enough front wing parts to do that, but Yuki in.
With broken front wing.
Yeah.
Now they're in big trouble now. HBS will drive to penalty. What the carnage!
HBS speeding under the VSC, wasn't paying attention to race control. And yeah, he's gained a huge amount of time, but of course will now get a drive-through penalty. So frankly, he's got another one.
Jeez. HBS, for your sake, I hope you'll slow down, because I think you're close to getting the ESQ even.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that
another one?
Has he got some sort of glitch going on here, or is it just the same drive-through?
I got no warning. All of a sudden, I was getting penalties.
Here comes the rain as well. You didn't see the VSC at that point, HBS.
Rain.
No, I didn't see it until I passed that McLaren on the straight.
Stronger. Let's see what Jarno will decide.
The rain is starting to fall on track.
Stays out. Jarno stays out.
This track, it does take a while to get properly wet, and it takes an absolute age to dry out as well. So,
are we racing right now? Are we under any safety car?
Well, it's green flag right now.
Green.
Well, I hope I didn't cause a curse there, but yeah, that's, you know, I said it right there. It's a long way to go, and it's just, it can just lose the rear end from one moment to the other. And now the rain coming in that's going to be something to keep on all the drivers' minds. But yeah, now the rain, you can clearly see it really starting to.
The rain is really getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, but the two McLarens, they look. It seems like they have the same issue that I definitely had. The rear end just wanting to stick out a little bit more than wanted through all the corners. So yeah, they're gonna have a long way to go, but so does everyone else. But the question is, when does that intermediate tire come into play?
Yep. But speaking about that rear end, I think that's just nature of the track. Your rear end is sliding a little bit more, and you really need to balance throttle application quite better than on the other tracks, because that's just nature of the track.
Yeah, I think the problem with the track is so many corners. You take the corner in, and you have to accelerate while you're still cornering out of it, and obviously that unsettles the rear a bit if you turn in too much.
I can see some. First paddles, Jarno's around.
Jarno round, did you say?
Yeah.
Crazy. It's this wet conditions. It's just really tricky for everybody to get used to, and I think that was the problem for the McLaren team. They both were on full throttle moments through Ari Lundijk corner. I've just rewound the live stream back, and that's what it looked like. They were just surprised by the sudden lack of grip while they were full throttle, just driving to a normal condition.
Wetter. Sorry for interruption. Yellow flag sector 1.
Who is it? Is it Jarno again?
Chaos on Inters. So, racing the bin.
Amazing. So yeah, Chaos drew it in, HBS in. So it's an official wet race right now. Jarno lost 10 seconds with that spin, but appears to have kept the car in one piece.
Well, he was lucky there.
So we're back to, obviously, green flag racing, full circuit green, and into the pits comes Jarno, presumably going to hit the pit lane and picks up a penalty on the way into the pit lane. Ronan needs to be careful of exactly the same thing. The car will not stop at the same grip level. He does it fine, but that's something to watch out as the cars come in wet conditions, Ivan. It's so hard to get down to the pit lane speed limit.
Yep. This because obviously truck, all of a sudden you lose grip. You don't have that as much grip as you usually do. Also, you're on slicks, like you're on inappropriate tires. So
yeah,
you just need to watch out. It's like basically stopping like you have no front wing, maybe slightly better than that.
Yeah. Really, really hard. I remember a race I've commentated over where we watched drivers coming into the pits at, I think it must have been Canada or one of the places where you go virtually straight into the pit lane. And I think it was Brazil, every single driver picked up a 5-second penalty when it started to rain. It's because nobody could get that feel for the braking performance. HBS, a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Chaos Druid, a 5-second penalty for entering the pit lane, even though he'd already got intermediate tyres on, Ivan.
Yeah, but Chaos really struggling in this race. Cannot fly. But hopefully, without any disrespect to our drivers, hopefully he'll get enough people to create second or maybe even third division, so we have a little bit more closer races like we used to do in CLE.
I think we need to fill Division 1 first before we start dreaming about additional divisions, but yeah, definitely I agree. It'd be good to get people with closer performance with each other, object of the exercise number 1 is HBS is just going over the pit lane exit line there as well.
Why is he on mediums?
I don't know.
I was exiting the pit lane, so I had 3 drive-through penalties in a row, so I just served my third and I haven't been able to change tires.
Oh man alive, good. Yeah, we only saw 1. I saw 3 different notifications of drive-throughs, but I thought it might have been for the same one because it just says DT against your penalty count on our screen. So wow, 3 drive-throughs. It must be difficult to handle the car right now.
All right,
yeah, I'm driving on ice.
Amazing. Really tough nights racing for HBS, but well worth hanging in there because of the points on offer tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw with 2 McLarens there, anything can happen.
True.
I don't understand how Chaos Druid's still behind me. Is strange. I've served 3 drive-throughs.
He's doing pirouettes on track pretty much everywhere.
Oh.
Speaking of.
Oh.
Unfortunately, HBS, turning it round and losing a lap, I think, there to the McLaren of Yuki. But yeah, our top 3 have spun. Obviously, HBS just had a spin there, and Chaos Druid has spun. So it's obviously a really difficult track conditions out there tonight.
Yeah, while Jarno is very slow but steady in the lead. 6.7 seconds up on Ronan.
I see Lightning has joined us in the live chat.
Great to see Lightning back. Maybe it's better for me not to tell that I just won the bet regarding him against Alex, so I think I'll shut up on that one.
Yeah, let's not stoke the fire there too much.
Yeah.
You'll be almost certain for a Toto Christian Horner battle on that one.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. But that does paint you, Alex, as the Christian Horner in that particular dynamic. Are you happy with that?
Nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
I found it. I found that rarest thing on planet Earth. Someone who doesn't mind Christian Horner. Fantastic. For anyone who was collecting rare items, Jarno out of the race. Wow.
Ryan Lundijk, he lost it.
The final corner claims another victim, and look at the debris scattered all over the track as Ronan runs completely over it. Might pick up some floor damage running over it like that, but yeah, another car out of the race, another safety car, and in comes Yuki. I'm not quite sure why, having done a single lap on those intermediate tyres. What do you make of that, Ivan?
Intermediates can work quickly, and if you have like set up with quite big tire, where it's always better to pit to fresh set of winters, it gives an advantage because obviously we all know the nature of winter tires. They have that one phase they are good, then they are good when you put them on. Then to the middle of the race, as the marks on the tires are going off, they turn into phase. They are just turning like slicks, so they're start become less good. And then after that certain period, they are just they're good again. So maybe that's why. But Jarno's crash, I saw it in entirely because I was on board with Jarno for the entire time.
Wow.
The same thing happened with 2 McLarens, but they're obviously they didn't get that much punished.
Yes.
Because I think there is a bump going out to Arjen Lundek, if you're like close to the inside, it can throw you off so hard, even in dry, especially in wet. So I think that's the cause of McLaren's crash. They're full throttle, but they hit that bump, and they just lost it. So basically, if you hit that bump, you're just a passenger. If you don't lift up.
Yeah, it's low grip out there at the best of times in that corner, but of course the rain really starting to fall. There's very few cars to create a dry line, but HBS from a triple drive-through penalty may well be on course for a, and I think we're hearing his gear changes there through the microphone, may well be on course for a podium tonight.
Well,
incredible.
Yeah. Maybe he can even do Panis from 1996 Monaco.
Yeah. It looks like Ronan stopped for another set of inters as well, and wants to make a real fight of this one with Yuki.
Yeah, but this is bad for ABS, so because he cannot do his second drive-through penalty.
He served all three of them, Ivan. That's why he was on the mediums for so long.
Oh, he did all three. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I only saw one.
So he's a lap down. He may be allowed to. We'll throw the lottery dice whether he'll be allowed to unlap himself.
I think he will be.
And it looks like the rain falling even heavier here.
Yeah, we could maybe even get full wets because it's only lap 14 out of 36. So, well,
I think that could be. Obviously, we're checking on the results, waiting to see what will happen. Obviously, because
no guarantees tonight.
On the standings, yeah, no guarantees. Sure. But it does look like it's raining more. But I think a big problem is just the standing water because there's so few cars. A lot of that water isn't getting cleared off the racing line, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, did one of our drivers want to speak there in this safety car period?
I did not hear anyone. Maybe HBS, because I don't know who is there at this moment.
Okay. Feeling pretty good for the amount of penalties I've had.
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a lesson in never give up tonight, HBS.
Yeah, I think Chaos is probably going to catch up to me, though, depending on how long the safety car lasts.
Obviously, he will, because it's a safety car. Are you allowed to unlock yourself?
It's telling me to stay behind Ronan.
Okay. Well, we'll see if the Michael Massey algorithm works today, and whether some of the lapped cars will be allowed to overtake. You do have a 3-second penalty versus Chaos Druid's 5-second penalty, which might factor in later, HBS.
Yep.
So tread carefully, and let's see if you can get a podium out of this one.
Yeah, will do.
Awesome.
Well, if we are going to race around Zandvoort for there's going to be an event organized by you, Webo, and if we are going to race around Zandvoort, I cannot wait for that. I think I'll do good there.
My events tend to be multi-track, so that we get new things to talk about and different challenges.
I found that in CLE. I have 2 cars around Vietnam. Seriously.
That Vietnam track, that was something, wasn't it?
Oh
wow, Chaos Druid is off. Chaos Druid is off, and he's just hit the barrier. He's totaled his front wing again, and one of the braking marker boards. He spins again. Finishes the job on that front wing, and he might have beached the car.
Yep, okay, I think he's stuck on curb.
I think he's stuck. I think someone needs to give him a nudge. Select reverse gear.
And that he can use reset the track because basically there's no one there. And
the safety car is on its way in, and he's now been disqualified. So it is a guaranteed podium for HPS after a triple drive-through. Incredible stuff. He could press retire right now and he will still get that podium. But I'm sure he wants to fight to the end. And maybe the McLarens will have a double spin again. It's all about survival tonight, Ivan.
He's a lap down. Yeah, basically, if you try Zandvoort, the main goal is survive, and then whatever happens next.
Here we go then. We've got a competitive restart as Ronan and Yuki are going to fight this one out. Less bothered about full maximum McLaren points out there, and more about the pride of the win.
Oh, they're doing, I think, Didier Pironi and Gilles Villeneuve tactics from Imola 1982. Remember?
It was a very good year, 1982, wasn't it?
Yeah, Keke Rosberg became a champion. Well, weird that I know that since I'm born like way after that.
It has a certain significance for me that year, but I won't go into it. Yuki and Ronan then going to challenge at the front here. HBS has dropped back slightly, but perhaps he's best off running his own race at this point, being a lap down. He just needs to get to the finish line for points. Of course, Jarno, Noisy, ARL, Beast and Chaos Druid all out of this race and will not pick up any points. So despite there only being 8 starters, you have to finish the race to pick up points here, Ivan.
Yeah, obviously. Well, yeah, we have 3 cars. I think my prediction from the beginning of the race was right. We beat the Monaco record in real life. From 1996 Monaco.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
They had 4 cars until the finish, and we have 3.
That's right. We'll try and find plenty of action for you though. Still, with 18 laps gone, 18 to go.
I think McLaren are the back top of battling.
Possibly, but it is. No, well, I wouldn't say
Ronan?
so. Looking at Ronan using the grass line, that didn't work for ARL during qualifying, and
lack of concentration.
yeah, that's probably it, Ivan. So I'll keep my eye on them. You don't want to look away, and you're still not sure which car to look at as to who's going to make the next mistake.
Well, as Netflix didn't want to look away from Haas, I think we don't want to look away from McLaren in this race.
You're not nervous to bring up controversial subjects here tonight on the Adrenaline Racing League channel?
Well, I feel like it.
Absolutely. I've only got through to about the latter stages of the 2nd episode of Drive to Survive at the moment. I have to pace myself because it's pretty difficult to watch.
And it's since that came out, I didn't understand the hype of it because it's not for me. But hey, I'm maybe a bit older generation F1 fan. I think
the younger fans, and the casual fans, it's good for, but purists like you and me, it's a little bit hard to take, particularly when you get different commentators saying things that they never said during the races.
Like that, too much of a drama.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know? I think it's drying out.
Yeah, it's actually drying out. Maybe that's why Ron went top, because it's understeer. Because rain is not falling. Obviously.
Overheating those tires potentially. I need Lightning's eyesight on the
Lightning, where we need
on the
you.
tires here, because he likes to read out the tire temperatures off the steering wheel, and I can't do it. So
yeah, basically I cannot. It's difficult to do it.
I think he just sits with his nose against the screen.
Lightning, bit of help, please.
Well, we're riding with Ronan at the moment, so that might help. But yeah, it's certainly getting tricky out there again in conditions for the drivers, because keeping their intermediate tyres at the right temperature is going to be really hard.
But I see no battles anymore, so I think we will see 6, maybe even next lap. But I see no battles anymore.
No, but it does take a long time to get fully dry here at Zandvoort, so the tyres will stay in their operating window for a little while.
Yeah, but then in those crossovers from in the, let's say, gray zone of crossovers, soft tires can work pretty much better than inter. So as huge, ABS gets pretty much a big chunk of understeer going through Shrivjak.
Lightning gives us an update, says its tyre temperatures look okay at the moment, so that's good to know.
Right.
Well, locking up into Yuki picks up a penalty. Yeah, just riding with him, and a lock up on the way into the Hans Ernst, caused that one. What have you got for us, ARL, from the pit lane?
Well, definitely before the start of the race, we checked the weather forecast. So the rain was supposed to come midway through the race, and then would end around the 75th% mark. So yeah, no, this will be the stage where the rain will start to stop, and then probably in around 5 laps time, we'll maybe see the rain completely gone, and maybe choose the slick tyres.
Exactly. Yeah, if they stop now, they'd need mediums, I think, to get comfortably to the end.
Yeah, but if I was HPS, I will risk it and go to base, because let's say he doesn't have anything to lose.
I think HBS might be on a very low risk strategy right now after his evening's racing.
I mean, he can crash, but he'll still get classified because he did over a half of distance. He'll still get points. He'll still get podium.
Yep.
And if he crashes out, okay, fine. You still keep what you've got. And if that works for him, he could be potentially in for a challenge McLaren's once again, because now they're pulling away. And don't forget, he's a lap down, so he could gain much but lose nothing.
Unless he regards that keeping the car on the island would be difficult on the mediums, in which case he could end up losing his podium points. So it's always, as always, it's a case of risk versus reward. As Ronan puts 2 wheels on the grass on the inside of Ari Lundijk, not really learning like Ivan from his earlier escapades.
Well, yeah, not only from his, but from different escapades. No one goes that much close to grass that corner, because
no. I see the first rays of sunshine on the car on the way into Hugenholz. Yeah.
Yeah. Also through Schreiviak, it's getting more clear.
So it's definitely drying up. We'll get obviously the notification that DRS is enabled. That's usually the full dry condition notification we get, but usually it's ready for softs before that point. So ARL, what was the walk like back from the accident point back to the pit lane?
Definitely not positive. Yeah.
Helmet on, visor down.
Yeah. Helmet on, visor down. Don't want to talk about it. Just want to. Yeah. No. Frustrating, of course, but yeah. Yeah. Forget it. In some ways, if a DNF was to happen, you know, within this season, I think it happened at the perfect time where not too many drivers would be scoring too many points against us. But yeah, no, we definitely wanted to walk away with points on that one. But yeah, we just move on to the next round and come back stronger. Hopefully, hopefully a teammate will join me, and good points here to be scored in Spain.
What's happening to us? It's like he got he just went in the he disappeared from the face of Earth lately.
Yeah, no, he is. He did say that he would be gone for a week or two. He's going to visit some family abroad. So yeah, we won't see him for maybe another week. But he'll be
DRS is enabled, by the way. So it's official.
Official dry race. Yeah.
It's a question of who gambles that slick tyre now, because it looks like there's still quite a bit of standing water, in my opinion.
But basically, I think softs can go for this way.
I think it's a different at different parts of the track, actually. Like the amount of water on track, it does seem like the north edge of the circuit is wetter than certainly the west side.
So it's mixed. Who gambles? Oh, Ron goes to pits.
Ronan's going for it. Yeah.
I think where it's going to be really, really tricky on this is that final corner, that banking. If the grip is not there, that will put himself.
Soft tyres for Ronan. He's going to try and run 12 laps on the soft tyre. The only advantage with the soft here is that they will heat up faster in cooler track conditions. Let's see how the car is handling though for Ronan as he comes out of the pit lane very, very carefully. And you can understand why he would do that.
Yep.
Needs to stay on the racing line.
The track still feels pretty wet.
Okay, so you may gain some time here. In fact, you've unlapped yourself, HBS, from Ronan, I think.
Yeah.
He unlapped himself. Yeah.
Ooh.
Was that a moment? Have we distracted you?
You reminded me of Will Buxton. There was a moment.
Yeah, I could make some very obvious statements if you like.
It's exactly what you said, Webbo. We're just keeping the eye out on the Delta. Ronan lost time in that first sector, but then he's gaining it back in the drier part. So,
but then he's losing again in third sector.
He's losing again, so it's ready in some parts, but in other parts of the track it's not ready for slicks.
Well, it's good for us that someone went for a gamble here.
Yeah, at least we have a benchmark. Oran is getting into third sector. He got big time. Last sector, I think, maybe over, I don't know.
Yeah, some 25 seconds off his best time through here, so it's a long ways off.
A bit easier, so because obviously tires are not heated up properly, and he's driving really cautiously. So let's see this first. A quicker lap he'll put in. 25.7 after Morgan holds.
Oh, the car getting very loose on the full throttle section of the track and just about to hit the brakes. He saved it. No, don't use the curbs yet, Ronan. It's treacherous out there. He's pushing really hard.
But yeah, but he's gaining time.
Yeah.
Time.
Well, let's see if Yuki is alive to that. And Jeff has let him know that his team. I think he is.
He's going in.
So Ronan. I think the deficit on the pit stop is probably in the region of 20 seconds. So Ronan may still not be within range here. Looks like Yuki might have timed it perfectly.
I think he did.
In comes HBS as well.
Oh, Ronan nearly lost that rear end on the final corner.
Yeah, Yuki's clearly safe.
Do you know, I think we've got more people contributing to commentary than we have got driving on track right now.
Yeah, I think that's or we are on even Steven.
So that's what you need. Well, when HBS joins in, he makes it 4. So.
Yes.
Well, it's been a very strange race, so yeah, we'll leave it to that.
The gap back down to roughly what it was before all of the pit stops. Despite Ronan's several dodgy moments, it's just about evened out.
Yeah, but speaking about that, driver track versus comms ratio, or I think the last race I saw it was like this. It was for Formula C around France, where we had like 10 people in no open party chat. I think it was me, Branch Wavesy, and a few other people.
Good times.
Yeah.
It's sorely missed some of those guys.
Oh, yellow flag sector 2.
Who is that? It's HBS. It's HBS off track. But able to
driving on butter right now.
Say again, HBS. We didn't catch quite what you said.
Feels like I'm driving on butter right now.
On butter. Wow. Okay.
I seriously hope you don't know what that feels like, because otherwise I'd be questioning why you know what driving on butter feels like, but yeah.
Spongy, difficult I imagine, and very slippery, but getting back under racing speed. The medium tyres, an interesting choice there. What made you stay away from the softs, do you think, HBS?
I just listened to Jeff.
Okay.
Fair enough. Understandable.
Because he's right so often, is Jeff, isn't he?
Yeah.
I would not believe to him. Well, it's about people's preference, but I do not believe to Jeff.
Lightning was saying the other day on commentary that Jeff is right usually, but he's just a little bit either early or late depending on what kind of call he's making. So as long as you learn how serious to take what he's saying, and at what timings you need to adjust. You can use the information.
I mean, he's right in theory, but he's imprecise.
Yes, exactly. And he doesn't get any better the more time you spend with him either, does he?
Yeah, but also he's quite annoying with the new strategy options. I think I found that in Baku last season.
I think with Jeff, it's such a struggle is when you ask for that rain, his only options is 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or when he says 5 minutes or
10 minutes, or inters are best time for now, or softs.
Yeah, he only says 5 or 10 minutes. You don't have a specific, you don't have a 7 minutes.
They need to expand the range.
You don't have that specific timing.
Options. You need to expand the range of his.
Yeah, definitely.
But his turn to just turned into Yuki going around the track with nobody around him, run staying like in no man's land, and they just trying to secure the podium.
Just trying to keep your eyes open though, because this track does have a habit of catching people out. Front brake discs glowing on Yuki's car is clearly in a good operating window. Stretching the gap to Ronan now as well. He's got some good pace out there today. In fact, he's going faster than he's been before at the moment. So pushing quite hard for, I'm assuming, a fastest lap.
Well, I always knew he had pace. Race against him is, let's say, really big talent. Obviously, if he wasn't talented, if he wasn't good, he won't even get near because
he cuts over the line, and he's now got a second 3-second penalty.
I didn't saw that coming, but he's still gapping Ronan.
He is. Now Ronan just needs to keep it clean, because if Yuki's pushing this hard and he gets another one, we could end up with a challenge on our hands. He's got fastest lap despite picking up a penalty on that lap. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Another thing, Yuki doesn't have much ARLS left, so if he wants to push from here out to the end, there's not much left in the tank, but Ronan seems like he's been storing a lot. So
yeah,
he hasn't been using that clearly, so essentially he can use quite a bit now each lap to the end.
Exactly. So Yuki risking this win, frankly, at the current rate. I do think if you pick up a penalty on a lap, you should have your time deleted.
Well, sometimes I think that does happen. Sometimes it does not. So it's very random.
Great.
Well, everything's run with Codemasters.
It's true. We got 6 to go now. Yuki continues to lead, but by 7.5 seconds, and Ronan is on a bid for fastest lap as it's punch and counter punch between the two McLaren drivers to see who can get the fastest lap award.
Bit of a
Yuki 1:12.993 he picks up, and Ronan on the way into the pits, presumably a new set of soft tyres. So maybe HBS's use of the mediums was a good way to go, or Ronan just feels like he fancies a free pit stop here. I'm surprised to see him come in, Ivan, given that he was only a second off the win.
I mean, maybe he'll just use a fancy free pit stop and just go for a fastest lap on first set of tires and use ERS if he has more than Yuki.
But now he's given Yuki, he's given him 18-20 seconds. Yeah. Where he was within 1 second of the win tonight.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he got some.
I can say it could get quite spicy though. If Yuki doesn't want to let Ronan get that fast lap, Yuki could kind of hit, but that's risking a lot with that penalty.
Ronan, this is James.
So,
yeah, he'll get the undercut here, won't he? Yeah.
So Ronan will get a massive undercut, and you see the delta dropping. So if Yuki theoretically will be out ahead, but the question is, will that one lap of spare softs get the gap enough?
Exactly. Yuki hasn't come in this time, so he's almost making himself stay out now, because 2 laps defending against a fresh tyre undercut with a 6-second penalty on the board. You need that lead now, I think, to finish the race. 4 stops for both the 2 leaders, 2 stops for HBS tonight.
27.7 gap between Ronan and Yuki. So as Alex said, gap is going down, but Ronan nearly lost it.
Yeah.
Holding holds.
Pushing very hard, which is good to see.
There might be a chance that HBS will get P2 while he's lap down. But we saw that this shot knows how to catch people. I saw it from my personal experience as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yuki won 12.479. He's pacing himself. Around 112.402 McLaren, so there wasn't Ronan this James team order. Considerably going down. Oh, Ronan! It's aggressive on that curb. .9.
On to lap 34 then, and Ronan continues to try and put in the laps of 112.174 for him this time. Steals fastest lap once again, and we've got some battles here to finish this race out, just for that single extra bonus point.
Yuki's gone purple sector 1, so Yuki's pushing at it again. So it's not over here.
I raced against him for quite a long time. Oh,
risking it all, drifting sideways around the...
Nice save. 10 out of 10 for drifts.
Definitely, yeah, good save. You get points for that in my book.
We'll take that idea. He's
pitting. He's into the pits to try and get that extra point, but with that 6 seconds of penalties, Ronan needs to balance risk versus reward here with just trying to keep the car alive. Yuki will have one single shot to do it.
Let's see, Coil. How much Ronan will be close? Will it be in the window?
I've got a feeling he will. I think... What is he doing?
Oh, he's pitting. Okay.
What are we looking at here? Why? Why not go for the win?
Because I think he can score from his Eddie Irvine for ARL McLaren team.
Well, Ronan, that
his
is
commitment to win the race.
That is an astonishing 2 chances for me. He's now given up to take the win tonight.
Eddie Irvine of ARL, seriously.
I had a look at where Yuki was versus Ronan. There's a yellow flag. I think Yuki just went on the gravel. Yuki was quite far out ahead actually when he came out of the pit lane, so I think Ronan realised.
What the hell are those guys doing? Yuki is going really slow.
I think you're right.
Yeah, maybe they want a photo finish. Both McLarens across the line, we're not sure, but that'll give up the win to Yuki.
I don't care what they do, but...
Or he could be preparing for
me,
lap
Ronan just confirmed his Eddie Irvine. I didn't like... maybe I was sometimes a bit rude to him, but it was like all part. I don't know. I was joking. I was a bit of trash talking, but now, nice. Allow him to ABS to unlap himself.
I think though the reason why Ronan did come into the pit is Yuki was already out of the pit lane, so I think he realised he was just already outside of that pit.
I just don't know. I just think with them both pushing, the chance of Yuki running over another penalty is really high, and I'm just astonished that he didn't go for the win. Honestly, Yuki's pushing. He's 9/10 faster through sector 1.
This is critical though. Both McLarens are pushing like they've got nothing to lose, but they've got such a good opportunity here. I don't think I'd be pushing this much on the final lap. You can see Yuki sliding that car.
Yeah, he's running out very wide, isn't he?
One touch of the grass on the rear end, that can spin you around completely.
I remember he did that like on the beginning.
1.2 seconds faster than he's been before in sector 2 alone for Yuki. Almost about to finish this one out. If he can just navigate the Ari Luyendijk corner for the final time, Yuki is going to cross the line. With 6 seconds of penalties, he's going to win the Dutch Grand Prix. In fact, he reached the end point of being able to spend his ERS on that lap, overrun the battery output. Ronan's going to try and get the fastest lap on the final lap as well. It'll be a McLaren 1-2 here in Zandvoort. No, he's not going to try and get the fastest lap. He's going to force HBS to go for another lap.
He's doing donuts. He's doing Jamie. He's doing silly Jamie.
Right, okay, well...
The only thing that is missing, he starts to type on phone during the races.
That was crazy. That was a race that they couldn't manufacture excitement at the end of it. Even if they tried, they just did their level best to to make it as dull as possible to finish up. But Yuki takes the win for McLaren. You've got obviously you've got Ronan picking up second place, and he was determined to get second place today. And HBS getting good points for sticking with it. He finished up the race, and props to him. Triple drive-through penalty, and he managed to pick up third place in the end. There's Yuki, Ronan, and HBS, and of course we lost in reverse order. Jarno, Noisy, ARL, Beast, and Druid. I think we've got our second-placed driver who's joining us. Ronan, how was that?
That was fun. Bit of a kind of team mix-up going on there. Trying to get fastest lap. I had rear wing damage because we did a synchronized spin.
You did?
Banking.
Yeah, we caught it.
We were going to switch position at the end of the straight, so our race engineer was like, "Oh, dump your battery now, just kind of switch around." And we both did that, and we both spun. I got rear wing damage from it, but it wasn't too bad, so I keep driving.
You had a couple of opportunities there, Ronan, to get within the penalty, or at least within shouting distance of Yuki's penalty, and you seem to give up that both times. Now, Ivan was saying things like Eddie Irvine. What kind of a deal did you guys have coming into this race?
Oh, there was no deal coming into the race. It was just kind of once we found out the circumstance we had in the race, they were kind of guaranteed a 1-2. It's a bit of fun, really. Just I decided to pit during the fastest lap. I probably went a bit too early. I should have left it to the last lap, so I could have at least kept the position. But I kept the fastest lap. But I don't know. It's kind of fun. Decided to do a bit of a donut on the line. So I like it. I
thought you were forcing HBS to do an extra lap and unlap himself. But Yuki, I think Yuki joins us for in the party for the first time, and I think the first time I've spoken to him. Yuki, congrats on the win tonight.
Big points, big points.
Yeah, absolutely. You look to be pushing incredibly hard at the end there for fastest lap against Ronan. Indeed, indeed. But yeah, you held on. Talk us through that double spin. Was that further cooperation? Did you just decide let's have a bit of fun and see if we can do a double spin at the same time?
Oh, it's gonna turn on the ARS. Yeah, what happened to Yarno? Did he?
He lost it on the same
Final
corner.
final corner happened to Jarno, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
pretty
use
much.
ERS in the dry, let alone the wet, man. Here's our
Well, we
race
can talk to
engineer,
him
he's
now.
joined.
Actually, Noisy has joined.
Noisy. Oh,
I
he's-
have
Noisy.
joined.
Noisy. Speak up.
Yes, hello.
Well, talk us through what went on from your perspective tonight.
My LAN cable disconnected after quali, so I had to rejoin. So yeah, that's not optimal. And then I think it was lap 2. Yeah, me and just ARL just collided. It was just an unfortunate event, but nothing major. It's
Nothing major.
Oh,
Nothing major, he says as he wipes out the league owner. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Ronan, you had an amazing start actually.
yeah, it went well. The mediums just kind of gripped up. I had decent heat
Yeah.
on them, and then just kind of went around the outside of ARL and Noisy. And yeah, they had a bit of an accident behind me, so I was kind of happy sailed off.
And I haven't seen anything of that because my game crashed right at the start.
Oh, alright. Nice.
Yeah, thankfully we caught the majority of it on stream. But yeah, obviously we were gifted a couple of places away from the start, but you'd already made up ground.
Me or?
Yeah, Ronan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It
was
just kinda
why
went
me?
well
I
for me.
crashed on lap 2, mate.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of went well. Yarno was on the softs and he kind of pulled away, but just kind of stuck with Yuki behind me, and then we switched positions. I had a bit of a moment coming into turn 3, so he just went through. Then we just kind of went from there. I think we spun the next lap.
Awesome.
Just kinda saw the
Awesome.
race. I'm looking at my replay now. Yeah, Noisy ghosted, so I just went through him and had a bit of a tow, and then I was just around the outside of ARL.
Okay.
That's how
That's
it
some
worked.
advanced tactics there, using the ghosted car as a provider of tows. That's good. Good stuff, guys. Well, I'm going to close the stream, but carry on chatting afterwards. So thanks to everyone at Adrenaline Racing League. This was round 7. I'm not quite sure when we'll be next online, but of course, subscribe to the channel if you do want to know when we're next broadcasting. But from Ivan, from ARL, from the whole division, and from me, Webbo, we will catch you on the next race day.